Let me ask you something, gently. Have you ever hugged someone, maybe a grandchild, a neighbor, even a friend, and caught a flicker in their face? A little wrinkle of the nose, a glance that passed too quickly, and suddenly you wonder, was that me? If that question's ever whispered through your mind, you are not alone, because here's something no one prepared us for. As we get older, our bodies change in quiet, invisible ways. Our skin, our sweat, our breath, our clothes, they all carry different stories now. And sometimes, those stories come with scent. Not because we're unclean, not because we forgot to shower, but because of silent mistakes, tiny habits we picked up along the way that we never thought twice about, but that slowly changed how we smell to the people around us, and we didn't even know. So if you've ever felt unsure about that hug, if you've caught a whiff you couldn't place, or worried silently in the middle of the night, this video is for you. We're going to talk woman to woman about 7 small, simple things that could be making us smell a little less than our best, and more importantly, what we can do gently and naturally to change that. No shame, no judgment, just honest truth, loving wisdom, and real lasting solutions. Take a breath. You're not broken, you're not alone, and you deserve to feel fresh again. Let's begin. Part 1, wearing the same bra too long now. Let's talk about something we don't often bring up. Bras. Not exactly cocktail conversation, right? But here's the thing. Most of us have that one bra, the one that just fits. It's soft, familiar, and we reach for it without even thinking, day after day. And sometimes we forget how long it's been since we last washed it. We've all done it. One of us remembers hugging her granddaughter, sweet little thing, always runs straight into your arms. But this time there was a pause. Just the tiniest wrinkle of the nose. She didn't say a word, but we felt it. That was the moment it clicked. It wasn't that we skipped a shower. We wash, we care. But we didn't realize what was hiding in that favorite bra. Because as we get older, our skin changes. It gets thinner, more delicate, and more absorbent, which means all the natural oils, sweat, and bacteria from our skin, they soak into our clothes, especially bras, faster and deeper than before. Even on days when we don't move much. Even when we think, I didn't even sweat. And if that bra is made of synthetic fabric, forget it. That smell hangs on, even after washing. So here's what we do now: we rotate. No more back-to-back wears. We wash our bras after 2 uses, no exceptions. And we stick to breathable cotton whenever we can. Now maybe you're someone who's stopped wearing bras altogether. And honestly, we get that too. Comfort matters, especially these days. But even if you're just wearing a tank top, a camisole, or a soft house shirt, those still touch your skin in all the same places, and they soak up just as much. So whatever you're wearing close to the chest, treat it with the same care. Change it often, wash it well, choose fabrics that breathe. And here's one more thing we've learned: what you wear really does make a difference. Loose, breathable clothing made from cotton or bamboo, it helps your skin stay dry. It lets air move naturally. That means less trapped moisture, less chance of odor, and more comfort throughout the day. Avoid tight synthetics when you can. They might look polished, but they cling to sweat and hold on to scent. We've found that a good cotton tunic or a flowy knit with open sleeves keeps us feeling cleaner longer. You don't need to sacrifice comfort for freshness. The right fabric can do both. Because this isn't just about hygiene, it's about dignity. It's about holding on to that quiet pride we carry as women. A fresh bra or a fresh tee might seem like a small thing, but oh, what a difference it makes. Part 2, not exfoliating underarms. All right, let's talk about something even fewer of us ever learned to do: exfoliating our underarms. Now, we all know about exfoliating our faces, right? Maybe our elbows, knees if we're feeling fancy, but our armpits, that never crossed our minds. Not until much later. It wasn't until one of us visited a dermatologist concerned about some new odor that just didn't seem to go away. She was using soap, showering daily, doing all the right things, but still, something felt off. And you know what that doctor said? You've got a buildup. A buildup? She looked confused. Yes, the doctor said. Old deodorant, dead skin, bacteria, it's clinging to your underarms. And let us tell you, we were stunned. We'd never once thought about cleansing beneath the surface in that area, but it made perfect sense. You see, many of us use long-lasting deodorants, the kind that says 48-hour protection or clinical strength. They're strong, and that's why we like them. But here's the downside. They don't rinse off completely with just water. Over time, they leave behind a sticky film. That film traps odor even if you bathe every day. So now, we gently exfoliate our underarms 2 or 3 times a week. Nothing rough, no harsh scrubs, just a soft cloth, warm water, maybe a little gentle cleanser. And the difference? Oh, it's immediate. But here's a little trick we've come to love, a natural scrub with sea salt and lemon juice. Just a teaspoon of fine salt mixed with a few drops of lemon. Rub gently in circles for about 30 seconds, then rinse well. The salt lifts the buildup. The lemon helps fight odor-causing bacteria, and it leaves your skin feeling fresh, bright, and clean. If your skin is sensitive, you can dilute the lemon with warm water or skip it and just use a bit of baking soda instead. The first time one of us tried this, we were amazed. Our underarms felt smooth, fresh, even, lighter. It's a tiny habit, but it breaks that cycle of layering product over product. It lets your skin breathe again. And if you're thinking, that sounds like too much trouble, we get it. But here's the truth, we deserve to feel fresh, to lift our arms with confidence, to know that our bodies are not just clean, but deeply cared for. So the next time you shower, take 1 extra minute, not to scrub, but to gently reset. That's all it takes. Because sometimes self-care isn't about adding more, it's about taking away what no longer serves us. Even if that's just a little film under the arm. And hey, if you've made it this far, do you have your own natural, safe way to keep your underarms smelling fresh? We'd love to hear it in the comments. Let's learn from each other. We're in this together. Part 3, ignoring shoes and foot odor. Let's move down to the feet. Now, we don't often think of our shoes as part of our hygiene, do we? We clean the floors, we vacuum the rugs, but the inside of our shoes? That's a whole different story. One of us used to wear the same pair of orthopedic sandals around the house, day in, day out. They were so comfortable, soft, supportive, easy to slide on. We wore them to garden, run quick errands, even make tea in the morning. Then one day, we walked past the front door and caught a whiff of something. Not strong, but not pleasant either. First, we blamed the dog, then the garbage, then the grandkids' muddy sneakers. But eventually, we had to admit it. It was us. Well, not us exactly. It was our shoes. You see, as we get older, our feet change. We sweat differently. Some medications can increase foot odor, and with reduced circulation, bacteria tends to linger longer. The worst part? Our sense of smell fades too. So others might notice it before we do. Here's what we learned. Even orthopedic shoes, yes, the fancy expensive ones, can trap odor like a sponge. But there's good news. Most insoles can be removed and washed. And if your shoes can't go in the machine, don't worry. Here's a natural remedy that works wonders. Drop 2 dry black tea bags inside each shoe overnight. Tea absorbs moisture and neutralizes odor naturally. You can also sprinkle a little baking soda inside and let it sit overnight, then tap it out in the morning. On sunny days, we leave our shoes outside for an hour. Fresh air and sunlight, nature's deodorizer. And we've started wearing light socks or footies, even with slip-ons. That tiny barrier keeps sweat from soaking into the lining. It really helps. Now we rotate our shoes just like we do our bras. We clean the insoles once a week. And those little changes, they've made a big difference. Because let's face it, foot odor isn't about being dirty. It's about accumulation. And at our age, little buildups become big problems if we let them. So next time you take your shoes off, take a second to check in. Give them a little love. And if you've got a favorite home remedy to freshen up footwear, we want to hear it. Drop it in the comments below. Let's help each other stay fresh from head to toe. Part 4, overusing perfume to mask odor. Let's talk about something a little delicate now. Perfume. Perfume. For many of us, it's not just a scent, it's a signature. A little part of our identity. That favorite bottle that's followed us through decades of life, birthdays, holidays, Sunday lunches, and quiet mornings. For one of us, it was Chanel No. 5. A tiny bottle with a satin ribbon, always sitting on the vanity. One spritz, and she felt more like herself. Elegant, pulled together. But then, something changed. One day, a neighbor leaned in for a hug. She smiled, politely, but her eyes watered a little. She didn't say anything outright, but the message was there. The truth is, as we age, our skin chemistry changes. What once smelled light and floral in our 40s can turn musky or even sour in our 70s. menopause, medications, even changes in diet, they all play a role. And here's what most people don't realize. Our noses adapt to our own scent. The more often we wear a fragrance, the less we notice it. So what do? We spray more. But everyone around us still notices, and not always in a good way. Now, let's be clear. We're not saying give up fragrance. Not at all. But we've learned to shift from masking odor to preventing it. These days, we focus more on staying clean and use fragrance as a soft finish, not a cover-up. And here's a little trick we love. Keep a small pouch of unscented baby wipes in your bag. Not for babies, for you. When you're out and about and feel like you need a quick refresh, step into the restroom. Wipe your neck, underarms, hands. It's gentle, fast, and it works. We've also switched to alcohol-free body mists, just a light spritz on fresh skin, and always after bathing, never to hide something underneath, because when perfume mixes with sweat or buildup, it doesn't cover the scent. It blends, and that blend is usually not what we want. So if you've been noticing your old favorite smells different lately, don't blame the bottle. It might be time for a little reset. And we'd love to hear from you. What's a scent that reminds you of your youth? Maybe it was your mother's rose water, or your first bottle of white shoulders. Drop it in the comments. Let's take a little stroll down memory lane. Together, Part 5, Not Washing Hair Accessories. Let's move a little higher now, up to our heads. We all take care of our hair. We shampoo, we brush, maybe give it a little volume here and there. But let's be honest, when was the last time you cleaned your hairbrush, your comb, that velvet scrunchie you toss in your purse? If you paused just now, don't worry, so did we. One of us had a deep red velvet scrunchie, bought it in Italy on a trip in the 90s. It was soft, beautiful, and felt like a little piece of old glamour. She wore it almost every day, pulling her hair back in the kitchen, before bed, while reading. But then her scalp started itching, just a little at first, and her pillow started smelling, not bad, but not fresh. She chalked it up to age, until one day she sniffed that scrunchie up close, and almost dropped it. Turns out, every time she used that hair tie, she was pressing old hairspray, scalp oil, and sweat back into freshly washed hair. Day after day. See, here's what no one tells us. Our brushes and accessories collect buildup. Skin flakes, oils, hair product, all of it sticks, and then we run it back through our clean hair. So here's what we do now. Once a week, we clean our brushes. Pull out any tangled hair with a comb or even the end of a pen. Then soak the brush in warm water with a little shampoo and a pinch of baking soda. Let it sit for 20 minutes. Scrub gently with an old toothbrush. Rinse. Air dry. As for those scrunchies, fabric clips, and headbands, we toss them in a little mesh laundry bag, just like we do with delicates. Into the wash, gentle cycle once a week. And let us tell you, the difference is real. Our scalps feel better. Our hair smells fresher longer. And best of all, no more mystery scent on the pillowcase. It's such a small thing, but it adds up. Because at this age, we've earned the right to feel clean head to toe, root to tip. Do you have a hairbrush you've had for years? Or a favorite pin or clip that's seen better days? Let us know in the comments. And hey, if you've got a clever way to clean it, we'd love to hear that too. We're always learning and always listening. Part 6, Sleeping in Worn Pajamas and Sheets Too Long. Let's talk about something that feels so cozy, but sometimes isn't as clean as we think. Our pajamas and our bed sheets. Now, if you're like us, you've got that one nightgown, the soft flannel one with the faded flowers, or that cotton tee that's been with you longer than most appliances in your house. You slip into it every night, and it just feels like home. We get it. But here's what no one ever told us. Our bodies don't stop working while we sleep. In fact, some of us sweat more at night than we do during the day. Tossing and turning under warm blankets, we shed skin cells, oils, even a little drool now and then. It's natural, it's normal, but over time, it builds up. One of us went weeks without changing her pillowcases. She lived alone, didn't see the need. "I'm clean when I go to bed," she said. "What's the harm?" Until one morning, an old friend stayed the night. Sweet woman, gentle heart. The next day, she asked softly, "Do you ever wash your sheets more than once a month?" That was a quiet wake-up call. Since then, we've built a little rhythm. 2 full sets of sheets, one on the bed, one in the wash. We swap them out once a week, no matter what. In summer, sometimes even more often. And those pajamas, we treat them like day wear. Every 2 to 3 nights, they go into the hamper. Fresh ones come out. It takes seconds, and it changes everything. The sleep feels deeper, the pillow smells cleaner, and we wake up not just rested, but refreshed. If you've got limited mobility, we get it. Maybe you can't do laundry as often, but even just swapping pillowcases midweek or airing out the blanket by the window, those little steps help more than you think. Do you have a bedtime trick that helps you sleep fresher? Maybe a linen spray or a certain fabric you love? Share it in the comments. We're always looking for new ways to make bedtime a little more peaceful and a little more clean. Part 6, sleeping in worn pajamas and sheets too long. Let's talk about something that feels so cozy, but sometimes isn't as clean as we think. Our pajamas and our bed sheets. Now, if you're like us, you've got that one nightgown, the soft flannel one with the faded flowers, or that cotton tee that's been with you longer than most appliances in your house. You slip into it every night, and it just feels like home. We get it. We get it, but here's what no one ever told us. Our bodies don't stop working while we sleep. In fact, some of us sweat more at night than we do during the day. Tossing and turning under warm blankets, we shed skin cells, oils, even a little drool now and then. It's natural, it's normal, but over time, it builds up. One of us went weeks without changing her pillowcases. She lived alone, didn't see the need. "I'm clean when I go to bed," she said. "What's the harm?" Until one morning, an old friend stayed the night. Sweet woman, gentle heart. The next day she asked softly, "Do you ever wash your sheets more than once a month?" That was a quiet wake-up call. Since then, we've built a little rhythm. 2 full sets of sheets, one on the bed, one in the wash. We swap them out once a week, no matter what. In summer, sometimes even more often. And those pajamas, we treat them like day wear. Every 2 to 3 nights, they go into the hamper. Fresh ones come out. It takes seconds, and it changes everything. The sleep feels deeper, the pillow smells cleaner, and we wake up not just rested, but refreshed. If you've got limited mobility, we get it. Maybe you can't do laundry as often, but even just swapping pillowcases midweek or airing out the blanket by the window, those little steps help more than you think. Do you have a bedtime trick that helps you sleep fresher? Maybe a linen spray or a certain fabric you love? Share it in the comments. We're always looking for new ways to make bedtime a little more peaceful and a little more clean. Part 7, forgetting to clean hearing aids, glasses, and dentures. Now here's one we don't hear about often, but oh, it makes a difference. We're talking about the little things we wear every day. Hearing aids, glasses, dentures, the things that live on our skin, in our mouth, near our ears, sometimes for hours and hours without a break. And yet, so many of us forget to really clean them. One of us wore the same pair of glasses all through the week. They sat on her face from morning till bedtime. She'd wipe the lenses now and then, sure, but the frames, the part that touched her nose and ears, those hadn't seen a proper rinse in, well, longer than she wanted to admit. And then came the day a grandchild handed her a tissue. "Here, Grandma, your glasses smell funny." Ouch. We'd never think to wear the same scarf without washing it, or put on the same makeup sponge for a month. But our daily medical aids, they slip through the cracks. Hearing aids can trap wax and moisture, especially in summer, and over time, that mix creates a subtle odor. Same with dentures. Even if you rinse them, if they're not soaked and brushed properly, residue builds up, and the smell, it doesn't stay in your mouth. It lingers. But here's the good news. The fix is easy. We now wipe our glasses daily with a soft cloth dampened in warm, soapy water, especially around the nose bridge and behind the ears. We clean hearing aids carefully, just as the audiologist showed us. And dentures? We give them the spa treatment they deserve. A soak, a gentle brush, and plenty of time to air dry. It takes just a few minutes. But the difference, it's not just how we smell, it's how we feel. Clearer, lighter, more ourselves. Because fresh breath, clear vision, and clean support devices, they all whisper the same thing. I still care for myself. I still matter. Do you wear glasses, dentures, or hearing aids too? Got a favorite way to keep them clean, quick, and fresh? Tell us in the comments. We'd love to learn from your wisdom. Because aging gracefully is also about loving the little things. So here we are. 7 little mistakes, quiet things, gentle habits. None of them scream dirty. None of them mean we're careless. They're just the silent slip-ups of life, especially life past 65. And the truth is, we've all made them, every single one. Because when we were younger, nobody told us that staying fresh as we age takes a little more thought, a little more care, and a whole lot more self-kindness. But here's what we've learned. It's not about chasing perfection. It's about reclaiming comfort, restoring dignity, and remembering that we are still women who deserve to feel clean, proud, and present in our own skin. It's not vain, it's not silly, it's self-respect. Because there is power in smelling like nothing at all, like warmth, like gentleness, like someone who still cares about the world and herself. So tonight, maybe you'll reach for a fresh nightgown. Maybe tomorrow you'll wash that favorite hairbrush. Maybe you'll finally let go of that old pair of slippers. And maybe, just maybe, you'll breathe a little easier. And before we go, thank you. Thank you for spending your precious time with us. It means more than you know. If this video made you nod, smile, or feel seen, tell us. Leave a comment below. Which of these 7 tips spoke to you the most? Or share your own trick. Your wisdom might be exactly what another woman needs today. And hey, if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. We've got more honest, hopeful conversations coming every single week. From all of us to all of you, stay curious, stay kind, and most of all, stay fresh. We'll see you next time.